Back to our top story, the Kenyan government has seemingly saved Margaret Nduta Macharia from the hangman's noose. According to the CS for Foreign Affairs, Musalia Mudavadi, his ministry is doing all it can to avoid a summary execution as negotiations continue, while at the same time respecting Vietnam's laws and sovereignty. The CS says Nduta is among hundreds of Kenyans incarcerated in different nations.
Nominated Member of Parliament Sabina Chege delivering some good news to a desperate family.
Nduta is not going to be hanged now. There's a lot of talk going on, and very soon the government will give its position once the negotiations are done.
Asante sana Mr. President, kwa sababu mtoto wangu hakuuliwa.
Her sister Wamboi, though exhausted, seemingly much happier now after hearing the Kenyan government has bought Nduta more time.
Jana nilipigiwa simu na PS wa Foreign Affairs Koril, na aliniambia Ruto pia anashughulikia Nduta.
CS for Foreign Affairs Musalia Mudavadi says the case is delicate given that Kenya must respect Vietnamese law as they continue negotiations.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and in particular my PS has been trying to converse with his counterpart in Vietnam to see if there can be some mitigation in this process. So that is one thing, and we hope that there can be some success. So that there is no summary execution.
Musalia says there are tens of Kenyans languishing in prisons around the world.
Out of the Kenyans in the diaspora, we have a total of about 1,000 Kenyans in different countries facing incarceration for different offenses.
He urged young Kenyans not to fall for schemes that will lead them to break the law in any country they're in.
The issue of drug trafficking, and we are not trying to say she's guilty or not guilty other than what we have as a record from the judicial process in Vietnam. So ours is not about a judgment, but working on that basis. If we want to also send a clear message as a country, we need to be careful that Kenyans who are stepping out into the diaspora do not fall into the trap of engaging in any illegal activities.
I want to tell all the agencies that I am giving them warning and an alert that we will not allow any more agencies who are lying to our children that they are going to take them to jobs. We have seen children who are leaving Kenya, and by the time they get to the other side, whichever country they are being given, they are dumped there. Some are promised jobs, but by the time they get there, there are no jobs, or some go, their passports are taken, and some of them go through sexual harassment.
Activists are pushing to have Margaret Nduta repatriated to Kenya where she can serve her sentence. Vietnam has some of the strictest laws against drug trafficking. In Nduta's case, the death penalty is handed over to anyone found with more than 600 grams of cocaine in their possession. However, there's a debate on whether the harsh penalties is a deterrent to crime or a loophole for criminals to use mules who are more often than not extremely vulnerable. Kenya does practice capital punishment on paper. However, it does not actively implement the death penalty, and it hasn't since 1987. Catherine Omwando, NTV.